Hey everybody, I am Artosis, he is Tasteless, he is White Raw, and he is Strelok.
Wow, Artosis, that was an amazing intro. But yes, one of those three, he's me, Tasteless. I am happy to be here with you, Artosis. We do have two amazing players battling today. It's White Raw and Strelok, both from Ukraine. But make no mistake, this is no provincial match, Artosis.
Yeah, man, this is the winners round 4. Okay, we are deep in the tournament, and in fact, this is a best of 5, and there are no two players that I think I'd rather see in a best of 5 against each other. I have to tell you, over the years in StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2, I have watched and commentated about 5,000 best of 5s between these two players. They always meet each other.
It's so weird, too, because Ukraine, obviously not like the biggest country in Europe. You know what I mean? It's like we have, like, you know, let's say two players from America or anything like that. But, you know, like for esports, these guys have such a solid scene. You know what it reminds me of is Poland.
Yeah.
You know, you would never think if you weren't into esports that Poland would be such a powerhouse in that area. Well, and then you find out, no, in fact, it's huge there.
No, I know, it's quite crazy, but between Damaga, White Raw, Strelok, and now Cass added in StarCraft 2, we have a bunch of heavy hitters, man. So, White Raw normally, over the course of the years, has you know, done better than Strelok overall, but Strelok, he takes matches off White Raw, so we're just going to have to see how it goes. The map is Crevasse, a huge macro map. We almost always see macro games here. Now, both players have pretty interesting styles. White Raw will do anything. This guy will do anything.
Yeah, you know, the thing about White Raw is that he really understands the game on a very impressive in a very impressive way. Sometimes when I watch Strelok, I think, I don't know if I really agree with that. I don't think it's the way that I would handle this matchup. But at the same time, who am I to criticize Strelok? He's had such success in StarCraft 1 as well as 2.
Yeah, no, exactly. I would feel exactly the same as you, Tasteless. His style is not one that I particularly prescribe to. I mean, he gets very aggressive. He loves base trades. He loves to do a lot of drops. Sometimes we see some one-base all-ins and stuff. The guy mixes it up. You have to give him that.
I think, you know, for somebody like White Raw, this is one of the harder players for him to really predict.
Yeah, yeah. But again, these two know each other so well. They've practiced together so much, hit each other in tournaments so much. There's going to be a lot of inside mind games that we are not privy to.
No, we're definitely the case.
And they both think in Ukrainian, so even if we were privy to what's going on in their minds, we wouldn't understand.
We wouldn't know, assuming they think in their native language Ukrainian, you know. Sometimes people think in pictures, Artosis.
Yeah? Do they?
Some people do. I don't.
I think only Egyptians think in pictures.
All right, we have 3 barracks on the way here for Strelok. And it looks like White Raw is opening up with a fairly similar opener here, getting a quick access.
Yeah, just both expanding, utilizing the map and its features the way that it should be used. And, you know, just getting those units out so that they can't really kill each other. It looks to me to be the beginning of a very even game.
Yeah, a very even game, and one that shouldn't end right away either. These are two players, you know, they're opting to do builds that are very healthy and safe for this map. There's no way that anybody can take a major risk in the next 5 minutes and try to end it, really.
Yeah, that would be a strange fork in the build for sure. Now we see that White Raw is ahead on supply, 33 to 30 at the moment, but not a big deal really. You know, the units that Protoss produces, they cost more supply, and of course Chrono Boost allows them to get out more probes quicker than Strelok can get out SCVs. But with the mules, their economies are going to be very close to even.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. You know, so for the time being, we still see Strelok. I want to point out both these guys not transferring too many workers to that early expansion. There's no need to do that right away in StarCraft 2. The workers mine much more efficiently in StarCraft 2 than they ever did in StarCraft 1.
That's very true, Tasteless. A couple more gates going up for White Raw. He's getting that chrono boosted warp gate upgrade out. 32 probes to 25 SCVs already, so showing the impact of chrono boost on this matchup. White Raw really getting a very solid economy going, but of course that mule makes up for it.
And as we can see now, this is a smart move by White Rod to move out with these stalkers. The stalkers much stronger than the zealots in their ability to kite them with ease. So you might as well send a few stalkers out there, take out, you know, these any Marines on the map, since the stalkers can kite them so well, and just get some map control.
Yeah, you know, look at this. Threatening that destructible debris, wants to try to take that out, force a bunker. You know, Strelok already doing so. Strelok also getting stim and a starport with reactors. So very Strelok-esque. You know, he wants to get drops going. He wants to be able to put some pressure onto White Raw. But White Raw, will he get something out to be able to see this coming, or will he just have to blindly predict it?
Well, for the time being, it looks like he's going to have to blindly predict it. There is a proxy pylon here right now, making it look like he's actually being more aggressive than he is. This is basically going to allow White Raw to get a free expansion. Strelok is defending. White Raw is actually just parking a few units outside the front door.
Interesting to me, White Raw taking such a quick third base and getting his robo at the same time, so taking and expanding once again. But that might be alright, just because Strelok isn't going for a huge land army right now. He's going really for more drop-based play, and finally the first Marine of the day going down to those stalkers.
And as you can see, Strelok still in a defensive posture, lands the factory with the two bunkers next to the depot. There's literally no way for the stalkers to run up there or run by. And at the same time, it looks like he's going to go ahead and load up those Marines into a medevac and try to do a drop where Strelok, rather White Raw, can't counterattack.
Yeah, it looks like it might be about 12 Marines moving out tasteless. In fact, that is exactly what it is. Now, will White Raw be prepared? He's already moved back his stalker, so I think he's feeling it. He's like, well, if you're not going to come down that front ramp, you must be doing something, and your name is Strelok, my name is White Raw, you're probably going to try to drop me.
Looks like that's going to be the case, Sartosis.
The sky is blue, so is the ocean. You're probably going to try to drop me.
Yeah.
Just stay these guys. And
yeah.
We're
wise, Sartosis.
All right.
Well, here come the medevac dropships now.
And
the question is White Raw prepared? Does he have?
Yeah.
He does.
All right. Pretty prepared to me. 5 stalkers, more than enough to hold this off as long as you position them correctly. And very smartly, Strelok pulls a Yui. I don't know if U-turns are okay in that area of the air.
I didn't see, you know, one of those U-turn arrows there, but, you know, sometimes you have to do the illegal move, Artosis.
You know,
you want to come through with a win.
We have a very small little drop moving out now this way. What are we going to do with that? Might do simultaneous drops. You know, maybe one at the third, one at the expansion. But is dropping off these Marines. So we may now see just a little bit of harassment, maybe taking down some rocks and stuff. You may as well make use of those units while they're out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think right now Strelok is kind of looking for an opening, but once he figures out that his opponent has already expanded again, and it was actually quite some time ago, he might enter panic mode, Artosis.
Yeah, we'll see. We have a Colossus about to pop out, and that, of course, is going to help out immensely versus Marine drops as long as he can get it close to them. Let's see how quickly Strelok reacts. Will he be able to pick up his drops quick enough? And do we have the first drop coming, Tasteless? Is it time?
He's going to go into the main here, and here's another one of the expansion. Going to go for some of these probes. Very nice.
Yeah, I really like this. And look at that. As all the units come out to try to attack White Raw there. I mean, Strelok's drops there. Look at this. A drop in the main. But White Raw has split up his units just right and chases away the drop. Right now, 65 probes to 62 SCVs. Strelok taking his third base at this time. The epitome of close.
You know, unfortunately, Strelok did not actually do enough damage.
Yeah, he's not doing much yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's keeping White Raw at home, but White Raw is fine being at home. He's hoping one of these medevac dropships is going to fly into a group of stalkers. And meanwhile, he's getting more money more quickly. Only just now is the third base for Strelok up and running.
On the minimap, we see a fourth base coming up for White Raw. And that is a quick fourth base, responding to Strelok's third. But, you know, Strelok hasn't done any real damage yet, so that's going to work out. Even against a Marine Marauder composition, where oftentimes you have to let Terran get the bases quicker. But White Raw, he is on the ball. He is doing every little thing he has to do. And Twilight Council about to finish. Double forages on the way. Charge before blink. I'm in love with this Ukrainian.
And you know what, Artosis? That's where all of his chrono boosts are going to start going. He's going to chrono boost that stuff out so quickly. Right now, he's continuing to assert his dominance on the map, chasing down small forces of Terran units, keeping them out of the center and forcing their little medevac dropships to orbit around the corners of the map instead of in the center.
Well, we have that Nexus almost done. Will Strelok get any of these drops to actually work now? He does know Colossus is out, so he's making Vikings. He's got to keep these medevacs alive, even if he loses the units inside them. That is very pivotal.
He's trying to edge out of here. He will barely get out, almost in range of that cannon. And we have 2 more cannons up here. Here comes the medevac drop yet again.
That's going to be annoying for White Raw. He does not want to remake those cannons.
He needs to get out of that location and fast.
And look at that. The double cannons are ready, and now he's getting so ready for these drops. Look at that. The Stalker's being warped in. This drop over there not doing a lot of work. And, easily erasing this. And the medevacs, tasteless, almost all die. 1 3-hit point medevac does remain. But that's not a lot of medevacs. Look at this. Just Vikings and a bunch of units that can't be healed.
If he wanted those drops to work, he might have wanted to move his army into the middle of the map.
Yeah,
that might have actually scared the Protoss into relocating. Instead, he's trying to drop all over the place.
While just sitting.
You're basically just crossing your fingers and saying, man, I hope my opponent is deficient in this way.
Yeah.
And that's my strategy for winning. Well, that's not a good approach to that kind of stuff.
You are very right, Tasteless, as always. A Templar Archive is going up. And both players are just about maxed. Some Ghosts on the way, Blink on the way, 2-2 on the way, the plus Viking attack on the way. But one thing I have to say is Strelok needs another starport. He's making another command center, sure, but he needs a second starport. You need double starport with double, as you max out, with double reactor, so you can really produce medevacs and Vikings. And if you don't do that, look at this. 9 Vikings, sure, that's good, a pretty nice number, but only 1 medevac is out. And I don't even think the medevac is... Oh, there it is. But just 1 is not enough to heal all those units.
That medevac needs to be unionized. That's some serious...
that's an
being overworked, man.
That medevac is showing all the shoes.
Yeah, no kidding.
For the win.
So, let's see here. You know, he might be able to engage the Protoss army if he gets the right angle, if the Vikings can get enough volleys off. We have an Archon on the way over here. It looks like Strelok's deemed it. Time to do this.
Well, he has a lot of Vikings. They have finished on +1 attack. He has +2 attack on his Marines and Marauders. White Raw pulling away. Now we have some juking and jiving. Strelok trying to decide where he wants to place his aggression, but again, only 1 medevac, so I'm a little bit scared. Basically, that medevac's going to do almost nothing, just healing a single unit at a time. And here he goes, going for this Nexus. Not even stimming.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have he only has the 1 medevac, so he can't really stim that much.
Here we go on his stim and get out of here now. Taking out this Nexus, and well, the Vikings going to work on these Colossus, or at least trying to. Instead, half of them not even firing almost that whole time. Strelok not really microing a whole lot, just kind of sitting there while.
And now he's landing. And now
landing against Colossus. Definitely some miscontrol here, some misdecisions by Strelok, and now trying to snipe a Colossus with ground units. No, not going to happen. And suddenly, look at this. I mean, three Colossus left. Strelok has nothing. Look at this. This is the equivalent of nothing this late game, and he is expanding more and more, which is nice, but he messed that up, man.
Well, he should have shot down the first Nexus and ran for it.
Yeah.
And expanded. So he did have to go inside the main base where there's no way to turn this around. It's just myopic decision making. And now you can see as White Raw streams down the map, he wipes out the planetary the second it finishes. Zealots, Archon, Stalkers, all moving in here. And look, Artosis, I don't see any way that our Terran player can recover.
No, it really looks like he is going to be dead. We have those Colossus just coming in with their beams.
Yeah. The sound and sounds it.
You're better than me at that.
Thank you.
Right, well, I mean, there's just too many Stalkers here. There's too many Colossi. Strelok will not be able to make enough units to actually get anything done here. In fact, losing that expansion. He's only mining from 2 locations at the moment while White Raw has remade all his bases. Zealots in on the way. And just these final stims, and I think that Strelok is going to have to GG.
Yeah, this game is basically over, and there it is, GG. But let's go on to game number 2, Artosis, and see if Strelok can engineer a comeback.
It is a best of 5 tasteless. I feel a Strelok victory in the short future.